We are live on the ICCC podcast stage here at ICCC 2021. I'm going to get it out, I promise. I swear I'm going to get ICCC out.
Yes.
I promise. We are on the podcast stage here with Kevin Cleveland.
What's up, everybody?
He, here at ICC, did the badges. I don't know if you can...
I'm zooming in on you.
Hit me up, Jim.
Gotcha.
He did the badges, for the con, and the artwork on these are sick. I mean, Kevin, how you doing today?
I'm doing
How's
quite
the con
well.
been for you? Let's ask that first.
The con's been great. Every year that I've come to ICCC, tons of great people. The staff's all fantastic. The Mike running it is just a dream. Like, he really runs a con for fans and not for corporate money or anything like that. He runs it to where kids can come, families can come, and it's just a good time all around.
And it's so amazing what he does with this con.
Yeah.
I mean, you just feel so welcome from the moment you walk in the door.
Absolutely.
Have you? So, I can't talk. Run me through the process. How did Mike just contact you? Say, hey man, we're looking for badges. Your thought process of how? I mean, I'm assuming you went off some of the guests.
A little bit.
What was your process going through doing the badges?
So it was a little different. So for the last two conventions, a fantastic artist, Brent Scotchmer, out of Australia,
the
had
grilled
done
cheese.
the badges. Yes, and he flies himself out from Australia and whatever. But due to the pandemic, that just wasn't a guarantee that it was going to be able to happen this year.
Right.
So I had just been talking to Mike in general one day, and he asked if I wanted to do it. I told him that I absolutely wanted to, but I wasn't aware of everything. So first thing I did was reach out to Brent, because I've known Brent for a while as well,
hey.
and I didn't want to step on any toes.
Sometimes though, it's good to reach out and be like, hey, I'm just doing this. Can you help?
Yeah, well, my whole thing was, I was like, I'm assuming you can't make it. And he's like, yeah. I told Mike I wouldn't be able to do it and whatever. And I was like, okay, then I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
You don't want to rub him the wrong way. Like, I want to do this, but
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to take your thunder.
For the designs, yeah, I mean, some of them are fairly, everybody wants a Star Wars and everybody,
Right.
There's certain things. So not specifically going by the guests, because I don't get a guest list any faster than anybody that comes at all. There's always things that you don't know what's going to happen. Mike had some, couldn't get some of the people from Europe to be able to come last minute, So
that COVID virus.
Yeah, man. So no guest list, but I just went by what vintage toys do I remember seeing at the convention every year I go, and what did I see, not just what's in the vendor's booth, but what did I see people buying? And those were kind of like the design, like the franchises that I wanted to then incorporate.
Did you, when you were thinking the thought process of the badges, did you have some stuff already drawn, or did you just go, okay, I've got guests, club, this, and just kind of just go?
I just kind of went. Yeah, when he told me he wasn't sure how many badge designs he was gonna for sure need, so it was one of those between 9 and 11. So I did 11. It actually worked out. One of the designs we didn't use, and I did another one just because it conflicted with another convention.
Right.
And Mike didn't want to,
step
rub
on
those
no
guys.
toes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it. I get it. Better to have more than not enough.
Absolutely.
Well, man, I want to ask what the time frame.
The time frame.
Like I want to say, okay, from the moment you knew, hey, Kevin, I need these badges.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is detailed. This isn't, like, here's a napkin. There's one. This kind of looks like Baby Yoda, but just use that. I mean, this is some detailed stuff.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Some detail art. So I mean, I'm not an artist. I've tried once and failed miserably, and I know that drawing things like this cannot be easy. So I know if you had like a crunch time frame that
the time frame wasn't bad. We talked about it originally. I'm gonna say, oh God, I mean, it's been over. It actually, from right now, it's been probably about a year.
Oh, okay,
'Cause
that's good.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have the whole year to do it because obviously
Right.
he had to get the images and stuff. But I know I am slow at art. You know, I know some fantastic artists that I've seen them put stuff together. When I say throw stuff together, I don't mean it to sound derogatory at all. Like the most beautiful stuff you've ever seen, and it's like a 1 hour thing or a 45-minute thing. And I'm like, if I were to attempt that, it would have taken me 6 hours. You know, like that's just, I know,
Right.
I know that's what I do. I also get sidetracked a lot because when I do art, I have an iPad with cartoons or something on it, so I have
Right.
sound.
You have a method. Every artist has a method.
Absolutely. So I would say the 11 original images I did, probably all in all sit down time. Yeah, probably around a month just of like getting everything together, obviously sleeping in between and stuff like
Right,
that. But,
right.
you know,
Over the time period, you would, just like a video gamer, you play for a year, but it says, oh, you've only played 5 days of this game.
exactly.
You know, you put more time and effort into something than it actually reflects and shows.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
definitely.
Matt, I mean, the reason I asked the question is because we didn't know if this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like COVID, I mean, in March of 2020, it kind of just took us. I mean, am I wrong? It kind of
No.
took us all by surprise. One day we're going to Disneyland, and the next day we have to stay in our house for 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, so it was
Wait,
very.
you got out of your house after 3 months?
I'm an essential employee, so yes.
This is the first time I've been out of my house. Like,
I worked for a local TV station, so yes, I was
Oh, yeah,
essential.
yeah.
I had a letter and everything.
That's fantastic.
I had a letter if I was pulled over by the police or stopped, or I'd be like,
Nice.
I have to be out. I'm
Yeah.
essential.
My bar shut down, actually, like just shut down, and
And
so
I feel so much for the bartending industry,
Yeah.
the restaurant industry, because man, I have a few friends who are in it, and it is just crushing.
yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
crushing, man. I'm sorry,
Hey,
but you have a second love.
yeah, I
Which
mean,
can help.
If I still had the full-time job, I don't know if all of this would have come
Would've
together.
happened.
You know,
And for some people it's a blessing, and some people it's a curse. Like
Yeah.
we got some really really good art, and we have this con now.
yes,
And if you have a question, sir,
Yes, long-time listener, first-time caller.
you're on the ICC podcast. Please ask your question.
My question is, when you got into being an artist, who were your first inspirations?
That's a good question.
What inspired you to become an artist?
all right. Well, honestly,
Not
I mean,
Michelangelo.
well, actually, kind of. I've always been a big art fan, and I have to say I always have to take it back because you don't think about it when you're young. Some of the things that inspire you that you don't even realize that do it. My mom's been a painter her whole life. She does like landscapes,
Okay.
which is not my thing. You know, I'm not into like the Alps and whatnot. That's just not my style or anything. But like I have to admit that obviously was something
Made an
that
impression on you.
yeah. But you brought up the Renaissance painters, like the Ninja Turtles cartoon. Like I mean, I was in elementary school, and I know that just about everything I turned in had a drawing of a Ninja Turtle on it. You know,
That's awesome.
so I have to
That's
say
awesome.
that's really the beginning.
A few desktops.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, like Ninja Turtles and like weirdly shark finned style tanks with missiles all over them. I don't know what it was. But
Sounds cool to me.
but
Let's make a
then
cartoon.
really getting into it, a good friend of mine is friends with, and now I kind of consider myself mutual friends with, Mark Ratz. That's a fantastic poster in the industry for a long time. And he introduced me to him at a convention, and he graciously looked at my stuff, and he's real. 'Cause, I mean, he's a New Zealander, fantastic guy, but he was real. He didn't just
Oh, wow.
he didn't just tell me my art was great or anything like that. He told me everything he didn't like. He told me what he wanted me to do, what he wanted to see the next time he saw me. Awesome. And he told me, like, once you get this done, like, do this and submit it here and start and do it. Like, he's like, we're all old enough. Just start and do it. And that's what I did.
That's so
yeah.
cool.
That is really cool.
That's another thing I love about going to multiple cons and seeing artists. Like I've gone to Heroes Con, I've gone to New York Comic Con, and they all just love to piggyback off each other and give good constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
Like I know a guy, Adelso, he does some comic inking now, and Todd McFarlane came over to his booth one day. He's just at a con. Todd McFarlane walks up and goes, "Hey, can I just see your stuff?" And he's just like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, dude, you're inking here's good." He's inking on the next Spawn comic.
Oh, that's kind of a dream.
Yeah, it's like one day you're just doing some comics here and there, and Todd McFarlane comes over to your booth, checks out your stuff at a con, and it's just like, "Dude, this stuff's great." And then calls you up and says, "Hey, can you ink my next Spawn comic?"
Oh, that's
So it's just you never know, and that's one thing I love about cons and even the artist industry. Because when I go to Heroes Con, I love to check out the art, and I always like to get like a cover, like a blank cover done of something, and it just amazes me how you guys can just piggyback off each other in the nicest way, though. Like you would think it's a competitive market.
Yeah,
it'd be a super competitive market, and that you don't want to help your competition. You would think, but you guys always so willing to. Artists are so willing to help another artist just to help them succeed, and
I think that
I wish I could draw.
And you brought up Todd McFarlane, but like I think that stems a lot from his life experience, and I think a lot of artists feel that way. Is for a long time, big industry wise, I'm not saying this con or anything like that, but big industry wise, artists are considered just the visual guys. They don't write the stories or whatever it may be. And I mean, if you've seen the documentary they did on all those guys for Image, like they were getting taken.
That's true.
By the way, I love Marvel and DC. Please don't be mad at me. I love you guys. But they felt like, hey, we're not getting what we deserve here.
And they weren't.
But they went on to do their own thing to show artists that they could do it. And then they have continued, all those guys have continued to help other artists all the way down since then, And I think that's just what it took, especially, as I said, DC, I love you, Jim Lee, thank you. But, all those guys are great, and that's just how artists do,
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
I know your booth has been bumping. Every time I walk by, stuff's just flying off the table. So thank you for giving us about 20 minutes of your time.
Absolutely.
Again, the badges, the artwork on these badges are insane. It's just so, and one of my favorite villains.
I'm blushing.
Kevin, thank you so much again.
Thank you, guys.
And I hope
if anybody's looking real quick, www.art.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
Matt is the one that's way better than trying to push social media. Give us
right.
throw us out your social media.
Yeah, website artofkevinbcleveland.com. Facebook is /Clevelands with an S, art. And you can get to everything else from there. Those are the two main ones. So.
Hello, Cleveland.
That's right.
Make sure you check out his Facebook page. Give him a like, give him a share, give him a follow.
Absolutely.
And also go to his website.
Sounds good, guys.
Check out the art.
Yes.
I got to get better at the social media thing. Matt's so much better.
Oh,
I really do. I am horrible at it. Matt is so much better at that than I am. Thanks for coming out. And viewers at home, thanks for having Kevin join me and for watching, and stay eclectic.